Most people won't do this and waste another year of their life. So don't be like them and follow this video to make 2026 a great year. Imagine it's January 1st, 2026. You are sitting there, same pajamas, same coffee mug, and giving same excuses like, hey, we did this last year too. And that's the moment everyone hates when they are already feels a copy paste of the last one, and you certainly don't want that for yourself. But yes, you are here, which means you want to change. You're looking to take some actions to change the trajectory of your life, to achieve something you have planned for yourself and you want that desperately. So let's actually build the version of 2026 where your life feels intentionally yours, because here's the thing, if we don't design a year, the year designs us. But first, intro. Hi, I'm Pooja. I make videos on self-improvement and all the little life lessons. So if you like my videos, please follow along and try subscribing since it is a new channel. If you like it, just stick around and the bell icon to get notified for all the latest videos I post. So yes, let's start with this video. Number one is declutter your digital world. That is mostly your phone and your laptop. Your phone and laptop are primarily where your eyes live nowadays, which ideally shouldn't, but we can't help since we all live in a digital first world. Your phone holds almost 90 screenshots of one recipe you'll never cook, and your notes app is always a graveyard of forgotten ideas. You are taking it forward every year. And you need to know that your brain burns glucose deciding whether to ignore or act. When you delete all this junk, you are actually saving energy for something very ambitious that can give you more in return. And you don't need all the information in the world. You can consume to a level. So yes, be mindful of all your digital consumptions and delete what is not necessary. And giving a positive space is very important to bring in more clarity. And clarity always helps you go forward to momentum. If your screens are chaos, it keeps you stuck there. Instead, don't try to make it a machine with unending screenshots, but make it one ambitious machine that makes you feel your future is believable and strong and it's near. This doesn't happen just with wallpaper aesthetics. This has to do more with science. From the book, The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman, behavior science calls this choice architecture. Your surroundings push habits, and when your phone and desktop visually reflects what the future you want, your brain treats it as a mechanism that makes future achievable. Try considering it your digital vision board that keeps reminding you that you need to get better to achieve your dreams, to achieve a life that you have planned for yourself. And do it with feelings like the salary or position you want, the confidence you want to get up every day and dress like the person you want to become, the life you want to wake up to or live in a certain country, area, place. It could be anything. And you need to understand that what you see is what you become. And this could be your vision board where you feel what you want. So, yes, let your future self greet you every single day. And decluttering your digital gadgets and machines makes it very possible. Second is restart a hobby that you have left or you have completely forgotten. Hobbies are one of the amazing things and most underrated in today's time. It is something you learn before you learn what you are doing right now. And you know, there is a version of you that always existed before all these responsibilities multiplied. Because you were always someone who loved painting, who loved dancing, you wrote stories, you cooked something, you did gardening. You baked, you stitched. And ideally, a hobby is not a luxury, it is a lifeline to joy, imagination, and your personal spark. We live in a world that is more chaotic and we have too much on our plates. And it is difficult to get time. But time is always in our hands, not the other way around. For this, I use this app called Pots Offline. You get matched on the basis of your hobbies. So I recently made one pod with women. It was such a phone-free and amazing session where we loved pursuing our hobbies and reading. And there was no chaos, there was no digital notification, only we and our books. And it is such a wholesome way. Also, this helps you make your screen time so much better. If you're someone who are looking to reduce your screen time, you can just switch on the app, focus on the hobby you want to, and it will completely showcase your weekly hobby streak. It is such a great practice to get off from the phone and start living with intention, pursuing your hobbies. So, if you want to make 2026 a great year, you should definitely focus on pursuing more hobbies, whether it is painting, it is going to book clubs, reading more often, create a structure around it, and you will see how wholesome and how significant the change it's going to make. Third is sit with your finances. Financial literacy is still very uncommon, especially most women were never taught money. They were just told to be just careful with it. Like money is some kind of fuel that's going to fire something, but yes. And before starting any year, keeping accountable for your finances helps to build a strong relationship with how you treat and earn money. So look at what you earned this year, what you saved, and what your entire portfolio looks like, and what actually helped you grow. Understand it like a map. Where did I go in 2025? Where do I want 2026 to lead me? And you need to understand that money is a tool to achieve your needs, your wants, and having everything in place helps to empower your next move. And here is one note I want to give you that I read from this book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The greatest joy is building wealth, not money. So look how you can and what you can do to generate wealth, not money, because this is something that's going to give you all the returns even when you are sleeping. Like anything, a passive income thing you can start or a product you can build that generates wealth for you. I had no financial literacy. I read a couple of books and that made me so strong and so intentional with my money, with how I spend on my wardrobe, on my vacations. And having a financial literacy and having a day dedicated to plan for the next year is such a great and relieving, because it gives you a complete picture of how big and all the opportunities next year can bring. So I highly recommend you just sit with your finances and just do all the calculations and reflect on the past year and just make big plans for the next year. Next is create a life archive of this year, meaning for 2025. We generally underestimate how much we have lived. A life archive acts as a cognitive extension because your brain loves patterns. When you track moments, lessons, you literally encode growth into identity, but the brain only remembers what it reflects on, like photos that made you smile, screenshots of appreciation, all the lessons that you learned the hard way. All these things, if you will sit with it and reflect, the brain will only remember that. This life archive thing becomes proof that you did not just survive this year, you grew in some way, and having appreciation for the year that has gone is a great way to step into another year with a whole lot of heart. So you can make it in any tool like Notion, even in your Google Drive, or just journal it in your diary. It could be anything, but just capture who you became and appreciate yourself and walk with pride in the next year. Say goodbye to bad habits and obligations that have drained you. Every yes you keep giving to the wrong things steals energy from the right things. It is such a heavy statement, but you need to remember this. Make 2026 a year by analysis that a part of you that overcommitted, overworked, overthought has to go because it has delayed what you could be. Make it a breakup moment with all those obligations and things, whether it is constant scrolling to escape something, whether it is people pleasing that somehow emptied you, made you so hollow. It could be guilt-led decisions that you had to take, you couldn't help. So, all those things need to go because those had an impact on your emotions, whether it is people just thank them and move on. This is the right way to go. And this exercise is another great one to analyze and move forward. Next is invest in people who invest in your soul. Harvard Adult Development Study have found that people who invest in a few deep bonds live longer and stay mentally sharper, and doing something meaningful for those people you love is very important to your. So there is a simple practice you can do. You can write names of 5 who could be your friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, and write their one quality, what they made you feel, and it need to be all positive. The simple exercise means you just write down their name and write one quality about them that helped you this year. And with all the 5 names that you're going to write, and when you write one quality about them, you need to do one gesture for them, whether it is a note of appreciation or a small gift, a text, a hug, a call, because you need to know that connection is medicine. It literally keeps your brain younger. And doing one meaningful gesture like a handwritten message, a phone call is a great way, because love is the greatest life upgrade, and having it with people you love and the people who matter to you is the most amazing thing. And doing this exercise with those people gives you that, yes, your life has upgraded with the most amazing people who care for you, who are there for you, and it gives a kind of assurance that you're not alone. Take one full day for a future mapping retreat with yourself. Do you know that Bill Gates every year has a think date where he doesn't do anything, just think and read? And so many billionaires do this. And you might wonder that why do you need a complete day or a week only to think? But yes, this might sound dramatic, but it is very sacred. You can do what suits you best. Maybe you can light a candle, take a long walk, or just go out for a solo date, sit at a nice cafe and journal and think how the year has been to you. But yes, sit somewhere quiet and imagine your 2026 as your crucial year, how your work and business looks like, what decisions can turn the trajectory of your career, and how does your home looks like, and how confident do you sound when you speak. This is a very small exercise, but it is a great reflection from the book Why You Get More Done When You Work Less by Alex Sujung Kim. It speaks true insight comes from mental spaciousness, not constant action. When you spend a day visualizing your year, the brain shifts from panic mode to future mapping mode. And this exercise is so brilliant because when your brain knows where to go, where the actual destination is, your choices start taking you there. And next is journal the most detailed version of December 2026. From the book The Antidote by Oliver Buckman, imagining December 2026 with details like furniture, bank balance, it all activates neural networks that is similar to real experience. Your brain then starts problem solving backwards. I mean, what must change today so that I can become that person? And this is all called prospective memory construction. Journaling has power, and most of us are unable to unlock it, but doing it the right way, with intention, with beliefs, with feelings, that seems so true to achieve. Instead of journaling, I want to be happier, I mean, that almost sounds too foggy. You need to go very specific, like the bank balance number. In December 2026, on this day, my bank balance is this. This day, the smell of my new home feels like this. The way your clothes fit your body, the trips you have taken, you need to be very specific when you journal, because yes, you have already transformed yourself to your future. And last is finish one insight-heavy book and implement one thing. You all know that reading book is one of the greatest hack to make you more smarter, more knowledgeable. In world of today, the world sells us more knowledge every second. The information diet by Clay Johnson, constantly consuming without integrating creates knowledge inflation. You feel smarter without becoming better. But you need to know that transformation comes from action, not constant consumption. This is the end of the year. You can pick one book that you actually wanted to read. That could be soul expanding, something self-help, thought-provoking. It could be practical. And just try reading it in the last few days of December and try to implement a couple of things from that book into your current life. So with this exercise, what you're doing is you're already taking a prepped version of yourself who likes reading books to the next year, and you're going to continue doing that practice into that year. And most people will use December mostly to dream, but you are doing it to design a life you are actually going to achieve it. And 2026 won't be your new year, it'll be your crafted year if you'll do it with intention and doing all these steps. We have come to the end of this video. I hope you implement a few steps into your life. But yes, just make it one intentional year, and the prep starts now. Only a month is left, and doing all these exercises will help you unlock into the new year with more intention and more determination. And I hope you guys will have a great new year. And yes, if you like my videos, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.